When I was in a Grand Prix car at Silverstone earlier this year, it reminded me yet again just how incredibly physical they are to drive. From the onboard cameras, it looks like the drivers are just easily turning the wheel and cruising along, although we know that they're super fit. In commentary, I've struggled to express to you just how difficult this motor racing lark is. Well, today, using a number of experiments, I'm going to show you the challenges they face. Formula One drivers often have access to two physical trainers to help them work out when they're at tests, races and at home. The teams will also have physiotherapists on hand. Today's Formula One drivers are super fit athletes. Now at 47 I'm not as fit as I used to be when I was racing, but I'm not in bad nick, so let's find out what my baseline is. This is a standard gym workout in normal kit. My resting pulse is 58, and with a solid effort, it will go to 150. Easy enough. Constantly driving with a high heart rate, it's no surprise at all that a driver's cardiovascular system is impressively developed. In a very cramped environment, their heart and lungs must pump blood and absorb oxygen in copious amounts. Breathing is surprisingly difficult in the aerodynamic void of the cockpit, especially as they must also wear a balaclava and crash helmet. Movement of the lungs and diaphragm is heavily restricted by the seat and seat belts. Right now though, my body can breathe quite easily. Here I'm working my cardiovascular system with my legs on the bike. The drivers, though, have developed specific exercises to build essential strength in their upper bodies where it's most needed. A simple workout like this, though, is not at all representative of the real challenge. So that's a good little workout, but I'm enjoying air conditioning and normal gym kit. That's not the environment a Formula One driver works in. He just sits in a heat source and he's completely clothed. Let's see how that feels. 4 layers of fireproof clothing, along with gloves, boots and helmet, are great for keeping the flames out, but also keep the heat in. My pulse goes immediately to 192, and breathing is becoming very hard. The gym is now up to 50 degrees centigrade, just like the cockpit of a Formula One car. My skin rises to 36 degrees, and I'm sweating profusely. This is seriously hard work. A cruel irony is that the muscles working hardest in this cramped environment are pinned down by full harness seatbelts which are so tight they hurt. The hand's neck protector is invaluable in a crash, but adds to the muscular challenges. Dial in some stress and you have a heart-bursting combination. Okay. That was much harder. There's no way I could do that for 2 hours without being fitter and without the benefit of competition and adrenaline. But there's another, more mysterious and invisible force they have to cope with. This amazing piece of equipment is called a centrifuge. It's based at Kinetic near Farnborough. They're going to apply G-force to my body so that I can explain to you just what it feels like. Let me tell you what G-force is in real terms. Imagine you're driving really quickly through a roundabout and Grandma sitting in the back slides from side to side across the car. She's not going to be impressed, but it's G-force that's doing that. But a Formula One car can achieve 5G when cornering and braking. That's 5 times the force of gravity. Let's see what that feels like. This centrifuge is going to apply force to my body as if I was accelerating. That's 2G in a Formula One car. But of course the drivers have to suffer lateral G2 through the corners and heavy braking G up to 5. And when you get to that kind of level, trying to push my arms away is a really special effort. If I move my head side to side, it's an amazing amount of energy. I'm struggling to speak now. G-force soaks up your power and your energy, affects your ability to breathe, and may even affect your vision too. It's no wonder the drivers have to be so tightly fitted in the cars so they don't move around. The cars are tailored to them like a Savile Row suit. And they've got to drive the car, communicate with the pit, race with other cars too, all with these kind of forces going on inside the cockpit. Absolutely amazing. G-force physically hers, and to experience a pure 5G without having to think about all of the other things going on around you on track is an amazing amount of energy. Now we understand more about the physical challenges the drivers face every corner of every lap. For our next feature, I'm going to drive the Williams Toyota at Silverstone to see how all of this relates behind the wheel and on the track.